We use the microphone and the webcam. They've got pretty good mics in there.
Oh, so we don't need these anymore?
Yeah, but I still keep them here, like, just for show. Because they kind of complete the look. Should I light the candle, too, to kind of complete the look?
Go ahead.
Okay. And the camera is rolling, so we are back. I know it's been a while since we've done a podcast episode, but we've returned for the people that liked that content.
The faithful viewers. All 15 of you.
Maybe we might be up to 20 now. Maybe we moved up to 20, if we're lucky. So what should we talk about first?
Not entirely sure. There we go. We're not sponsored, so we don't want to...
Yeah, right.
Don't show any brands.
We could just say we're not sponsored. That probably... We're not sponsored, by the way, in case if you do see any brands in this video. So yeah, what should we talk about first? We got our list right here of topics.
Obviously, we should edit this out. We got to get warmed up, so we're going to edit the warm-up out. Catch up, maybe? What if we just had both mics? Like, what if we had that one plugged in, and then we also plugged this in to pick up?
I've tried that. You can't have multiple devices input. It only comes from input on one devices. You got to switch either the mic from whatever I used to plug this in or the camera. You can't have dual input, unfortunately.
What mic sounds better?
I think that one sounds just as good as these ones, and that one has better camera quality than the built-in webcam.
Yeah. We can also, well...
They're pretty sensitive. They can hear us from over here.
Yeah, but we can turn these off.
Yeah, that would be pretty useful. But, like, if we're, like, chewing food or something, it's not going to hear us from over there. But if we're talking, it'll pick us up. So, UFC. What are we thinking about the recent lineup?
Like 315?
The recent events yeah. The recent fights, what do we think?
It has the potential to be a very good card, but it also has the potential to be a very bad card. We have the welterweight champion, I'm not really remembering the name right now, but he's fighting Jack Della Maddalena.
Nice.
And then this also has implications on the lightweight title, because depending on how tonight goes will determine whether or not what's next for Islam Makhachev. Everyone's saying that if JDM wins, we're not going to see Ilya versus Islam, but we're going to see Ilya versus Islam regardless, because Islam has to defend the lightweight belt. So
it's got to happen, yeah.
It needs to happen, because let's say JDM wins tonight. Islam moves up. Charles Oliveira has to step in, and they're going to fight for an interim belt. Whoever wins, okay, so they unify the belt. If Ilya doesn't win, okay, one or two more fights, and we'll see Islam and Ilya again. Because Islam isn't going to leave the lightweight belt.
Yeah, either way, that's got to happen.
Everyone's acting like it hinges on tonight. Like, it really doesn't. It's going to happen at some point. All tonight decides is whether it happens sooner or later.
Yeah.
And everyone isn't seeming to grasp that. And I think it's just like, use your brain.
What do you think of tonight's fights? What do you think of tonight's event? What are you hoping happens?
I'm hoping that JDM wins for the sake of the welterweight division. Because we could potentially see Charles Oliveira versus Islam Makhachev too. Because he's the backup. He's going to be backup for the next lightweight title fight.
That would be a pretty good fight, Charles Oliveira and Islam Makhachev too. That'd be good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna root for Islam though, because he's Khabib's student. I like Khabib. I know you claim I'm a glazer, but Khabib is.
Because you are a glazer.
I mean, I'm not. He deserves the respect I give him. You know, he's a great fighter.
Yeah, but 3 title defenses. He didn't go for a second belt. He really only faced difficult competition in his last maybe 5-6 UFC fights. And his career was insanely padded.
But like, you send kid 2-3 years Dagestan, forget.
Islam said that, not Khabib.
But he came from Khabib. Khabib was his teacher.
Not really. It was Khabib's father. They more so grew up together and trained together. And now Khabib was never the coach. They have a coach, and it's not Khabib. He's just
isn't there like
he's
training
just like an
footage?
assistant coach.
I thought, yeah, because I was supposed to say I think I've seen training footage of him and Khabib like working on some stuff together.
Yeah. That's because they were training partners before Khabib's father died.
But yeah, you send your son 2-3 years Dagestan, forget. 2-3 years Dagestan. Anyway, what's going on with your hand? How's that healing up? Doing better? You want to show the audience? You want to show the audience what your hand looks like?
It's gonna look the same. I mean,
The same as what they haven't seen it before.
I mean, it's healed mostly, kinda. It's not like
You want to show them like the brace though, so they can see what the black thing. Had a bit of a hand incident. He had a bit of an injury, but he's making good progress in the recovery. You gotta lock in, be like Deadpool.
I don't know.
Come back quick.
Yeah. I mean, I just cut my finger off. It's not that bad.
It's just a scratch. I mean, you got 9 more.
That's what I told my mom when I was in the ER.
You got 9 more. It's just a scratch. What's 1 finger?
It's just a scratch.
It's just a scratch. Because you, originally, like, you had the power shears on, and then you went to go stand up, and you kind of got dizzy, and you went to go put your hand out, and that's when it happened, right?
Yeah, so basically, I skipped breakfast that morning, like an idiot.
Bad idea. Cost you your finger.
So basically, I was kneeling down to cut some grass, and I stood up too quickly, and like my vision was starting to fade, and then I was losing balance, and I was gonna pass out. So I tightened my abdomen, and then I shoot my arm out to try and balance myself, to keep myself from falling over.
Ooh.
And then in the midst of it, when I'm putting my arm back down, it just kind of, it gets in the way of the blades, and it just cuts clean through the bone and everything.
Did it hurt?
Well, not really. There was adrenaline.
You kind of went into shock. So. How much did you bleed out after that? You probably lost a lot of blood.
Not really, actually. It the blades were moving fast enough that kind of cauterized itself.
It was like really hot.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Not really, but I didn't bleed as much as you'd expect.
Because that seems like something you'd lose a lot of blood over.
Yeah.
And then he went to the ER, they duct taped his finger back on, and now he's on the road to healing.
Kind of, yeah.
It's essentially what they did. They duct taped it, stitched it, same thing. What did you think of season 3 of Invincible?
I liked it.
I think it's the best season yet. The seasons keep getting better as they come out. I've been a very committed watcher since season 1, and I'm surprised that we didn't have to wait another 2.5 years for season 3. I hope they release season 4 like early next year, because I know it's coming sometime next year.
I do know for animated shows it takes a long time it takes a long time because they're working from comics. So they have to Well, it's the same for any animated show. They have to draw out by hand.
Yeah.
So it takes a long time.
Especially since their budget's not as big as it could be with Amazon. I feel like they should throw a couple $1 million their way extra so they can get them out sooner. I think Amazon should do that.
That really wouldn't affect the speed. It would just affect the quality.
They should still do that. They should still throw a couple mil their way. Because Amazon's got the funds to do it. You could easily spare a couple mil. That's nothing to them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're more so throwing some more of their money towards The Boys. Because now that it's blown up so much, the cast is being paid more.
Invincible's blown up. Or not Invincible, The Boys is blown up. I thought Invincible's the one that was blown up.
Well, they both are.
More people are watching The Boys. Was there like a new season that came out of that?
Season 4, yeah. And then we're waiting for Season 5, which is the series finale.
The Boys it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I mean, it kind of ruined a lot of superpowers for me that now I kind of don't want to have anymore. Because I've seen some stuff that they do in that show. But, yeah. Homelander's a douche, as always.
Yeah, always gonna be.
Deep blow A train.
So, have you ever played Metal Gear?
I have not.
Oh, well, you should. It's pretty good.
What's it about? You look excited.
There's a lot. I can't tell you. There is so much. We could do an entire podcast episode over just Snake Eater, which chronologically is the first game. They're actually, in a couple weeks, they're actually releasing a remake of it.
Nice. It's on Switch, right?
No.
Oh, they don't make that game for Switch?
They're not gonna port the remake to the Switch, no.
But like they have Snake on Smash Bros. So like why would
because back in the day it was on there, yeah, but I mean the Switch just can't handle it. It can't handle it.
It's unfortunate. That was the same case with the new Assassin's Creed Shadows game. I really wanted to play that on Switch, but they're only making it for PS5 and Xbox.
Yeah.
I might get a PS5 just to play that game. It looks that good. Are you planning on playing the new Assassin's Creed Shadows?
Probably not, no.
Why not?
It doesn't pique my interest. And
you don't like Japanese history that much?
No, it's not that. And just lately, Assassin's Creed games for the past probably the better part of the last 8 years or so, they just haven't been as good.
When did Black Flag come out? Was that like 10 years ago?
More like 13.
Yeah, it's been a while. I remember it first came out for like the Xbox One and PS4 right after the Xbox and PlayStation came out.
It was also on the 360.
Oh yeah, that too. 360 is still a good console. I love it.
Yeah.
I'll still play Black Ops 2 on it from time to time.
But I don't think you should get a new console. It's actually cheaper to build a good gaming PC. A lot of the components, they don't cost as much as you think.
I thought PCs were more expensive. Like I thought that was the most expensive gaming.
No, you could build your own. It probably 7-8 parts, and then it's still expensive, but it's not nearly as expensive as buying a new console.
How much is like $300 a parts and some work?
$450 maybe.
Well, is it
but that's for like high end parts.
Like, will those have as good of a performance as console? Because I know PC can be more powerful than console if you do it right.
Well, if you're using the high end parts, like I'm saying, it's very comparable, if not better.
Yeah, and it's about the same price as a console. If you
a little bit cheaper. The thing with consoles is, it's easier access, and people are willing to pay more for that because they don't want to learn how to put together their own. But really, all you need is a case to hold everything together, a power supply, a motherboard, RAM, and there's something else I'm missing. There's something else I'm missing, but I saw a reel on Instagram. I'll send you it.
The fan for the cooling system?
No, that comes with it. I don't remember, but it's I think the highest end part that it told me was like $130.
Isn't that like the processor that's the most expensive, the CPU?
Typically,
or
yeah.
Is it CPU or a GPU? I forget which one.
I think it's GPU, General Processing Unit.
Yeah, it's the thing that your graphics comes from.
Yeah, and then this specific GPU comes with a graphics card in it, so you don't have to buy another graphics card. So, yeah.
That's and I think they're making the Assassin's Creed game for PC, right?
Yeah, it's on Steam. Oh, you would an operating system, and then you can get the Windows operating system for like $20, or you can use I don't remember what the alternative was, but the alternative was free, but it's just not as good.
I might look into that.
Yeah, no,
I can get some.
Definitely cheaper.
I could look up some parts off Amazon and see if I can get the parts for PC. How difficult is it to learn how to build a PC? Could I do it in a day if I wanted to?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You could do it in a few hours.
Nice. I might have to look into that. Then I just got to get like a monitor to play it on.
Yeah.
What should we talk about next? Graduation's coming up. I'm gonna graduate pretty soon, so I'm excited for that.
Nice.
I've been waiting for that for a while.
Yeah.
I'm going to just barely pass my classes I need to graduate, and then I can finally be free.
No, they definitely don't prepare you for the real world as well as they think they do. There's definitely a lot of things that you have to learn on your own.
Yeah. It's like I always say, high school level math is useless for most people, and they can replace that class period with something else, and it would be infinitely more useful.
Yeah.
Because, like, I always thought the concept of requiring people to take algebra and geometry and algebra 2, that's so stupid. And most people aren't going to use that, but you're going to require it. That's so dumb. Why not just have, like, still have those options available for people that want to take it, but have it as, like, an optional elective? That, like, yeah, it's like an elective. You choose to take it if you want to, but you don't have to take algebra and geometry and trigonometry and stuff. They could just do that.
Yeah, no, in the almost 2 years that it's been since I've been graduated, I don't think I've used algebra and geometry a singular time.
Yeah, like every adult that's honest with themselves that I've talked to has said that they've pretty much never used it. There might be like one, maybe 2 times you're using it if you're like building something, but even then you could just use a website. Like, you know, those cheating websites that tell you not to use that do the geometry for you. Just put the equation into that and it'll do it for you.
I mean,
or ask ChatGPT.
Yeah,
that'd be a good one too.
I mean, I've used math before when I was building something, when I was in construction, but it was really just cutting things into the dimensions. It's like,
it wasn't like geometry and algebra. It wasn't super complex.
No, it wasn't like find the circumference of this circle, or what's 43x plus 27b equals 13y, find x. Nothing like that.
I feel like any math, for the most part, any math they teach most people above 7th grade is pretty much useless.
Yeah.
Like, once you get to like the 8th grade pre-algebra, that's just stuff you're not going to need to know.
Yeah.
Instead, what they could do is like have a basic first aid class and like require that instead too. That'd be infinitely more useful.
Yeah.
Or have like a, what was one? Was it personal finance? Is that required, or was that
yeah,
optional?
That was a required one.
Okay,
I think I took that one.
Okay, I think I took it too, but I wasn't sure if I signed up for it, if it was required or not.
I don't think I signed up to take it, it was definitely required.
Okay, at least they're requiring that, because that's actually good stuff that you'd want to know.
Yeah.
But yeah, should we talk about cooking? Cook any good stuff lately?
Not really, no.
I got for Cinco de Mayo. I got a container of ground beef, some lean ground beef, cooked it up, and I took some of that McCormick brown sugar bourbon seasoning, mixed that in there, and then I mixed a little bit of the buttery steakhouse seasoning. Since that kind of simulates adding butter without actually doing it, so it's like, because that seasoning says 0 calories a serving, so it's 0 calories, but I'm still getting kind of similar flavor to actually adding butter.
Yeah.
And then made some tacos with yellow corn tortillas. Pretty good, pretty good. They should require a culinary class instead, actually, too. That'd be more useful than requiring math.
Yeah, it'd be useful, but
For people so they can cook for themselves out of high school.
it's also not hard to cook at all. I don't understand people who say, oh, I can't cook. It's like literally just follow the directions on the recipe and then memorize said recipe. If you have 2 or 3 good recipes that you memorize, you're set. You just rotate throughout the week.
Or you could, if you get good at like knowing what all the ingredients taste like, come up with your own recipe.
Yeah.
You'd chef it up. Be a good recipe creator. Like, that'd be a good thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know you said you were thinking about working at BB's. I'm thinking, yeah, we could probably get you an application for there.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. That'd be fun to work with. If you apply for my position, I could train you, and you get to be in the back of the, you get to be in the kitchen and work with all the other kitchen staff. They're pretty fun. You get to see the servers every now and then when they come back to grab stuff. It's a great environment.
Nice.
Management is all right. I mean, there's a couple good managers, and then there's a couple ones that suck. It's kind of a 50-50 split. But if you're back of house, you're mostly going to be dealing with the better half of management.
Nice. It'd have to work around my sales job, but I'm sure I can make that work.
You'd have both jobs at the same time?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not new to that kind of stuff. I mean, when I was in construction right after I graduated, I was doing 75, 80-hour work weeks between building decks and fences and then working at Taco Bell right after. I think I had maybe one day a week where I wasn't working, and that was no, I was working every day. I was just doing shorter work on Sunday. I was doing from like 5 to 10 on Sunday.
So I was gonna say, you could quit the job that you're at now and work at BB's exclusively, since that's closer. Like, if you want to have somewhere more close to home.
Not a lot of money.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, there is potential for more money, but yeah, it's not a guarantee, I guess. How many days a week would you be able to work at BB's?
When's it open?
They're open from 11 in the morning to 10 at night on every day except Fridays and Saturdays. Fridays and Saturdays they're open till 11 p.m.
Really just, I mean, Saturdays and then Sundays. Sundays I'd be free all day. Saturday, anytime after like 3:30. But Monday through Friday, I'm working, sales meeting at 11:30 to 1. And then I'm in the field from 2:30 to 8:30.
Nice. What's the job you're at now? What do you do there?
Like before this sales job or at the sales job?
At the sales job.
Basically just sell security systems.
Huh. So you're not the security. You're selling security.
I am selling the security. Yeah.
It'd be cooler if you were the security.
Yeah.
That would be better.
Private security doesn't really make a whole lot of money. That and it's really not worth the risk unless you're armed security, and I legally can't carry a gun right now. So
You're a legal adult. You can carry a gun.
I can't buy one. You have to have your own.
No.
I mean, you could buy no way of getting one.
Oh, I mean, yeah, handguns. You have to be 21. You could get rifles, but yeah, you don't want to just open carry a rifle.
No,
that's weird.
Also, they don't do that. It's exclusively
a handgun.
Yeah.
Armed job.
Yeah.
I mean, you could carry like a knife. But I guess if you have to let people get close enough to use a knife, you're already taking a risk.
Yeah.
Where are you training out of now? Once your hand heals up, where are you going to be going for training?
I was out of marathon MMA, but then I hurt myself like a month in, so not really anywhere right now.
You going back after it heals up, or you looking?
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice. I know the trainers there are pretty cool.
Yeah, no, for sure. They definitely. It's a solid team. I like it.
Yeah, it's a fun place to go to. It's a decently sized gym with some good quality coaches and instructors.
Yeah.
It's closer than your old gym, right? Shootbox. It's closer than Shootbox.
They're about the same distance from me now that I've moved back in with my parents, but
you're gonna go back to Marathon because you like them better.
Yeah, it's also cheaper.
Cheaper than Shootbox?
Yeah, I mean I like Shootbox. Don't get me wrong, but it was $150 a month for just Muay Thai or Jiu-Jitsu. But for the same price, I can get MMA, so it's both striking and Jiu-Jitsu. So it's...
They have wrestling classes at Marathon? Or is that just kind of included with the MMA classes only?
They don't necessarily have wrestling classes. It's more so like you have your MMA striking, which is your kickboxing and your Muay Thai. And then for MMA, they just blend striking and grappling together.
Mm-hmm.
But you can get a jiu-jitsu membership and then go to the jiu-jitsu classes, which is pure jiu-jitsu.
I assume for the MMA classes they're teaching wrestling, so that way people...
Yeah.
Because that's an important skill for MMA. What's your experience with wrestlers? How many wrestlers have you trained with? Because I know you've trained with Logan we used to train with, and a couple others.
Let's see, there was Logan, there was Nolan, there was Oliver.
Like from Invincible?
I think that's about it. Well, there was Ethan, but...
Oh yeah, there is Ethan. Yeah, Ethan was 12th in state, wasn't he?
Yeah, his PQ's 12th in state.
He's pretty good.
Pretty good.
He's pretty good. Sparring with him's fun. Yeah, we've got some good wrestlers to train with. Hopefully we can train with Nolan again sometime. Or not Nolan, Logan. I know Logan's usually busy, but if we can find time to train with him sometime, that would be interesting, yeah. You a big coffee guy?
Not really, no.
You don't like coffee? I got a bag of that pumpkin spice Black Rifle coffee. It's super good.
Nice.
I love pumpkin spice coffee.
Oh.
It's amazing.
We have a guest appearance.
Austin?
Yeah. What's good?
We do have a guest appearance.
Alright, what's the move, Mr. LaFountain?
How goes it, Austin?
Who's your guest appearance?
What?
Who's your guest?
What? You said who's the guest?
Yeah.
That's you.
Oh. Sadly,
called.
I think the guest appearance is way too fucking short because I got up out of the bathtub and I was like, dude, but I'm gonna be fucking out
yeah.
or like beat.
You don't want to spar when you're super sore. I'd rather have you when you're at your peak. Yeah. So like, would we be able to have that going next week? Potentially. Austin? Did he hang up?
No, he's still there.
Is he on drugs?
Hear me?
Okay, I guess that kind of answers my question.
No, okay, wait. I turn you cut back in and then I heard.
Oh,
is
it
he
cut
on
out.
drugs?
Okay. For a second, I was just talking, and then I got no response. I'm like, hello? Is he on drugs? What?
Fucking- Dude, before I went to the jiu-jitsu this morning, though, I did down a buzzball. I downed a buzzball and fucking got in my car.
As one does.
I knew I was going to be going up against a bunch of motherfuckers that are better than me, and alcohol seems like I didn't get that. Like really, I didn't even hit buzz, a buzz, maybe a little feeling, because.
And it's in the name. It's buzz balls. You have to get buzzed.
But it definitely got me like, okay, I'd say.
You gotta take a fat shit.
No way.
So we're gonna have to cut
like
this short.
Me and Braxton talked about it before. Like the alcohol fucking makes you rest a little better.
Nice. I mean, according to chemistry, alcohol is a solution.
Yes.
Yeah, you said you're feeling pretty sore right now.
Yeah, no, dude. Fucking no.
Yeah, that's fine.
My shoulders are so bloody, right?
Yeah, I'd rather have our match when you're at your peak.
Yeah, no, because like I said, I think it was not working whenever I said I was like, I'd be no fun. It'd be like
Candle.
hitting a rag doll after a
I
minute.
need cigarettes.
I'd be like,
Well,
oh, yeah.
well, Braxton has to take a shit, so we're probably gonna end this off. We're gonna end off that phone call.
Well, you know what?
Braxton has to take a fat shit, so we're probably gonna hang up now.
Alright, well, we should set up something for next week, like y'all said.
Yeah, we'll see if we can get something going next week.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Yeah, for sure.
Alright, man. You
Alright.
take it easy. I'm having this come over and you know, explain this. See, I'll apologize and leave my house.
All right, brother. Take care.
Yeah, you too, man.
See ya.
We're gonna have a brief intermission while Braxton does that.
Oh my god.
You had the fan on, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a mean one, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
You were in there for a while.
Yeah.
Why are you sniffling? Did you just do some cocaine?
What? I would never.
Yeah, you would.
No, I wouldn't.
You would.
No, I would never.
You would. You would.
No.
You would.
No, I wouldn't.
You did.
No, I didn't.
You're tweaking.
No, I'm not.
You're tweaking.
No, I'm not.
You should snort some G Fuel powder.
Do you have some?
Yes, I have plenty. I'm joking, no. Would you actually do that?
I'll do anything if the money's right.
$20 is $20. What should we talk about next?
How about fucking two bad bitches at the same damn time?
Oh yeah, that's gotta
That's
love
same
that.
damn time.
That's the best
At the
thing to
same
do.
damn
Or
time.
I'll do you one better. 3.
I don't know, man. 2 seems like the perfect number.
I don't know. 3 is better. Yeah, you got one for each arm, while you got one in the middle that you're focusing your most attention on. 3's the magic number.
But 2 at the same damn time?
2's still pretty good, yeah.
2 is pretty good.
But 3, if you can manage it.
I feel like 2 is just the perfect number.
Would you ever fuck a pair of identical twins if they're hot?
What?
I've always wondered.
How
Like,
did
is
this
it-
conversation get to here?
I don't know. I was just wondering about that.
Are we
the
even
other day.
recording?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was wondering the other day, I'm like, is that weird to have sex with two identical twins at the same time? Because, like, yeah, I mean, they're twins, but they're two different people. So, like, would that be weird?
I mean,
Like, I don't see a problem with it.
what problems would come out of it?
I mean, yeah, there's no problem here. I don't see a problem with it.
This is a really weird segment.
I think it's a segment that needs to be had.
Crazy how I just come out of the bathroom with after going to the bathroom.
And taking a giant shit.
Yeah.
This is a segment that had to be said.
To this.
This needed to be said, Braxton.
Did it need to be said?
This needed to be said. I think we keep this in.
I would rather we not.
I think this needs to stay in. So you're training. When was the last time you trained? Or have you kind of been staying completely off of it since the hand injury?
Well, my injury was March 25th.
And it's now May 10th, yeah. So have you done anything since?
No.
Like, okay. It would be kind of difficult to work around that injury.
I mean, I went for a 3-mile run after one of my smoke breaks.
That's good. Why smoke before it?
I don't know, I just like cigarettes.
Why smoke at all? That's cancer.
I just like cigarettes.
That's bad.
Clearly you don't know how good a cigarette tastes in the morning.
I've had cigarettes before, but like I don't understand the appeal of them. You're giving yourself cancer. I mean, the cigar I can understand. Those aren't bad for you. You don't inhale a cigar, but like a cigarette, why? Why a cigarette? Have like a cigar or a cigarillo. They taste better. They're better for you.
I just like the feeling it gives me when I smoke 3 cigarettes, then I go for a training session.
That's going to negatively affect your training session.
I like the way it makes my head feel.
Filling your lungs with smoke and then working out your lungs with cardio, that's bad.
They cancel each other out.
Do they?
Probably.
Do they really?
Probably.
Does that take any of the cancer away? What if you go to the doctor and he's like, you have a month left to live, you have lung cancer? What if you get Walter Whited? You can't do it yourself. You can't kill yourself. You have to let the cancer kill you.
No, that's an awful way to die.
If you die, you're going out on your terms.
Yes. I'm gonna live my life on my terms, and I'm gonna die on my terms.
You don't want to be like Walter White?
No.
Start a drug empire? Make millions of dollars before you die?
I'm gonna be dead. What am I gonna spend the money on?
Give it to your family. That's what his plan was.
They have to launder the money.
There's ways.
I mean, you could go to the casino and then put them all in chip form and then cash them out later at the end of the night.
Yeah, that'd be a pretty good way to do that.
You could also go to a cash-only service, like a strip club. That's a good way to spend it.
That is a good way to spend it. Because there's no record of that, yeah.
But if you just want to launder it, casinos.
Or you could buy...
Or hotels.
Or you could buy a small business, and then once you obtain ownership of that small business, you just kind of put a little bit of it into your bank account each month and claim that it's from that. You can go the normal route and do that.
Or just go to a casino.
Yeah, I guess a casino probably would be better. A lot easier and quicker. A strip club would be a good one too, because like I don't think they have cameras in strip clubs, do they?
They do.
They have security cameras.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think the guards that watch the security cameras are doing while they're watching those cameras? Because, like, you can see, you've got to be pretty good quality cameras to be able to see someone's face in a dark room. Like, you got to be able to see everything on those cameras. Everything in the room. So, like, what do you think they're doing while they watch those cameras?
Their job.
You don't think they're doing anything more?
They shouldn't be. It's not what they're getting paid to do.
But what if they were getting paid to do that? What if they were
That's
doing
a stupid way to
what if they
spend your
were,
money.
What if they were doing something on company time?
Like going into the bathroom?
You could do it in the bathroom, yeah. No, I'm not talking. I'm not talking about that. That's not what I was talking about. Are you sick right now,
No.
or were you just ingesting?
Yes, I'm sick.
Were you just ingesting cocaine in the bathroom?
What? No.
You definitely were.
No.
He's high. You heard it here first, folks.
No, I'm not.
He is.
I'm very low. I'm only 5'8".
That's above the national average.
Is it now?
Yeah. National average is like 5'6", I think.
Is it? Okay.
What else? What other topics could we discuss? We've got to have some other good things we can talk about.
I'm not entirely sure. What if we went on a side quest? An adventure of sorts?
And did what? We haven't had a side quest in a long time.
We haven't had a side quest in a while.
I mean, I got work
What if we
all
went-
day tomorrow, and so like I got to be well rested in the morning.
So do I.
This can't be a late side quest.
What if we went on a side quest and found Nolan when he's at work?
And did what?
Shenanigans.
At Walmart?
Walmart shenanigans.
Well, I got no money. So.
Oh, who said we needed money? Shenanigans can be free.
Yeah. He works at Walmart Market though. It's not very fun. It's not as fun as a
Oh,
regular.
the Walmart market.
Yeah, it's not as fun as a regular Walmart. It's a Walmart Market. Yeah. I always hated going there with my mom when I was a kid. I hated that. Should we bust out? Should we bust out less smelling salts?
Why?
Give the people something to watch.
Or, you know, I could just...
Take a caffeine Zen.
Yeah, I'd rather have a real Zenachino.
Caffeine Zens are better though. They don't give you cancer, and they have
Clearly, you don't know what a nicotine addiction is.
It's because I don't have one. I don't know how. I mean, I smoke cigars every now and then, but I've never really developed an addiction. Same with alcohol. I love alcohol, but like if I have to go a long time without alcohol, it doesn't really bother me that much. It's kind of weird that I haven't developed any kind of addiction by now. The only addiction I have is to fighting. I like jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. I don't know, man. If you like jiu-jitsu, I feel like you like sweaty men on top of you.
For a second, I thought you were going in a different direction with that. I thought you were gonna say if you like jiu-jitsu, you'll love a Marlboro Red or something like that.
No.
If you like jiu-jitsu, you'll love a Marlboro Light.
I don't know, man. If you like Muay Thai, you'll love an American Spirit Black.
Yeah, jiu-jitsu, maybe a sweaty
or a camel
man.
crusher.
What?
Or a camel crusher.
Maybe a sweaty man on top of you, but it's a good skill to have. Same with wrestling. Wrestling may be a big sweaty man on top of you, but it's a good skill to have.
Well, I don't have big sweaty men on top of me in my sport.
Well, in Muay Thai, you still have big sweaty men grabbing you when you clinch up.
Not if I just beat them before they grab me.
You're not tall enough to stay out of the clinch. That works better if you're a tall person. Play any new good video games lately?
No,
Not really.
not really. No.
That's unfortunate. Yeah, you said you're not a big history guy, right? What history do you like most? Like, what country's history? What empire?
The American Empire.
I guess America could be counted as an empire. I think the Roman Empire is pretty good.
Yeah.
I know it's kind of basic, but they're cool. Oh, and the Mongolian Empire, they're really cool.
French history is kind of cool too.
I love Mongolian history. That's awesome. It's oh
Damn, got launched.
yeah, I love Mongolian history. Genghis Khan's one of the guys that I look up to throughout history. He's pretty cool. He was a great military leader, great strategist.
I feel like Napoleon would have.
He's a good one too. Yeah.
Napoleon, I feel like, could win a war against Genghis Khan.
Oh, absolutely not. You know
The
how
technology's better.
you look at the amount of people. I mean, yeah, he had that better technology. If they are both in the same time period and they both had access to the same technology, Genghis Khan would win. You look at the people that he's responsible for killing versus the people that Napoleon's responsible for killing. Genghis killed way more people with less good technology. Like, he was fighting with bows and spears and swords. Napoleon had guns, and he still didn't even kill even like a tenth of the amount of people Genghis killed. He killed more people than Hitler. By like a lot. Genghis Khan was him. He was him. That's one of the things I will disagree with Trevor at work. Trevor says that Julius Caesar has more aura than Alexander the Great, and
Alexander the Great has more aura.
Trevor says Julius Caesar has more aura than Alexander the Great and Genghis Khan, but I say no. Alexander the Great, and especially Genghis Khan, have more aura than Julius Caesar.
Napoleon has more aura than Julius Caesar.
Well, I don't know about that. I don't know about Napoleon. However, Alexander the Great definitely has more aura than Julius
Alexander
Caesar.
the Great Volkanovsky has way more aura.
The Great Volkanovsky. I mean, Julius Caesar's cool, don't get me wrong, but like one of the whole reasons he did everything that he did was because he looked up to Alexander the Great. If it wasn't for Alexander, there would be no Julius Caesar in history. Alexander was him. And then Genghis, he's just a whole new level. He was the best when it comes to taking people over. Like, they were, their bows were 120, 130 pound draw weight. The average weight for a bow for an experienced, strong archer nowadays is about 70 pounds. 60, 70 pounds. They were pulling back 120. Like, most armor wouldn't even stop it at that point. If you got hit with a Mongolian arrow, you were pinned into whatever wall you were up against at the time. That is how strong their bows were. They were insane.
That's crazy.
Yeah. How close do you think Rome was to an industrial revolution? Like, you think if Rome existed for another, let's say 500 years, do you think they could have had an industrial revolution?
Maybe, yeah.
I'd like to hold out hope and say that they could have if they had another 500 years. The history of Rome's downfall, it's kind of sad and tragic to me.
It comes from immigrants.
Well, their fall of Rome is mainly due to government incompetence and the spread of Christianity. Christianity kind of tore Rome apart because it changed up. Because eventually it became the main religion of Rome. And one of the things of Christianity is you don't want to idolize anybody. And like one of the main things that the Roman Empire was so good at was idolizing their emperor and listening to what they said, which was good if you had a good emperor. You want to listen to everything they say. Like Caesar, he was a great emperor. Everybody listening to what they said is the way that you want to go, because they know what they're talking about. But if you have a religion that says not to do that, and your people are no longer listening to whatever you say without question, then it's going to go downhill from there. It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
And also Christianity just isn't as cool as Roman paganism / Greek paganism, because they did have the same religion as Greece, just with different names.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if you take Christianity away and you keep Rome as the same pagan religion they were for like their entire history, if you make them stay pagan their entire history and then you add another 500 years to their history, I think they would have hit an industrial revolution.
Yeah, I think it's possible, yeah.
What do you think of Japanese history?
I'm not too familiar with it.
What do you think of anime?
I like some of them.
I know you like, what's, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, right?
Yeah.
You're a big JoJo guy?
Yeah.
Who's your favorite character? Dio?
No.
You seem like a Dio guy.
Do I?
Yeah, you seem like he'd be
What makes me look like a Dio guy?
I don't know, you just seem like the kind of guy that would be like, yeah, Dio's the best villain. He's a great character. I mean, he is a good villain. I remember I started watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure a few months ago. I think they did a good job with the intro. I like the part where they're boxing and Dio like punches him in the face and he like launches him across the ring.
How far did you get?
I think I got to like the end of season 1 and then I just kind of stopped watching it. I might have to start watching it again.
So did you get to part 2 or
part 2 of season 1?
Yeah.
I think I got to like the end of that, but then I stopped with a couple episodes left. I'm probably gonna. It's on Netflix, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to start watching that.
It's also on Hulu.
I no longer have Hulu, unfortunately. But I think I still have your Hulu account on the Switch, but on the TV in my room.
Wow.
I'll have to sign into your Hulu account on there if I want to watch it on there.
Yeah.
Tell us about that car that you're going to be getting.
Oh, it's just a Miata.
What do you like about it?
It's a convertible, and it looks fly as fuck.
How fast do you think it's going to go? What do you think its top speed is going to be? I mean, we could look this up, too.
We could look it up.
What year?
I don't remember what on the speedometer it said when I test drove it.
Like 120?
Definitely faster than that.
130?
160 maybe.
Yeah, what year is the one you're going to be getting?
2019.
It's a Miata?
MX-5, yeah.
How's the MX-5 different from a normal Miata?
No, that's what...
Or is that just the name for all
It's interchangeable. MX-5 stands for Mazda Experimental 5.
Top speed of 140 miles an hour.
140, I was close.
Okay.
I was very close.
It's got a pretty... My vehicle has a pretty similar top speed. We're going to have to race those sometime. Allegedly. Not that we would actually ever do this.
You have a Toyota 4Runner.
With modifications. It's not a stock Toyota 4Runner. There are modifications. So, yeah, I think we should do that sometime. Allegedly. Not that we would ever actually do this. We would never break the law. We would never...
He's a good little Christian boy.
No, I'm not. But, like, for legal reasons, this is a joke. For legal reasons.
Well, I mean... Assuming they're stock.
A stock Toyota 4Runner is about, like, 110, 120 miles an hour top speed.
I blow it out of the water, yeah.
Yeah, if it was stock... But I also have a turbocharger installed in there and a bunch of new technology in there. Like I've got, if it was stock, yeah, you'd win. But I've kind of modified my car quite a bit.
Well, I mean, pound for pound, mine is comparable to yours and it's stock.
Didn't we actually calculate the engine power? Yours is a four-cylinder.
Yeah,
yeah,
four-cylinder.
Like, isn't mine still more powerful per cylinder?
Yeah, but not by much.
Mine's still slightly more powerful, because mine's 240 horsepower. It's got a 3.4-liter V6 engine, and then yours has a four-cylinder...
181 horsepower.
How many liters? Two liters, or... Okay.
Yeah, it's a 2-liter four-cylinder.
Nice. And 181 horsepower. So yeah, mine was a few more per cylinder. What's the 0 to 60 on on that?
I don't think I was counting. I'd have to look it up.
Oh. It said 2019?
Yeah. It's very lightweight, so I assume it's lower. I'd say probably like 4 seconds.
5.7 seconds.
5.7.
Oh, nice. Nice. What's the weight? I'm going to look up the weight.
I'm going to guess...
I'm okay, yeah. Before I look at this, I'm going to say the weight is probably, like, what...
I'm going to go 1950.
I was going to say 1,500 would be my guess. Because it was a small car. I think we saw one on the road, and you said that's going to be your car.
Yeah, no, it's a
like, it was a small one. So I was thinking, like, 1,500, 2,000 max.
I'm going to go 1,700. Because your average car is about 2,000.
Yeah. 2,300 to... Oh, yeah, 2,337 to 2,388.
Damn, I was way off.
Damn. Heavier than we thought. How heavy is your average SUV? How heavy?
We'll just look up how heavy your 4Runner is.
I already know it. It's 3,700 pounds.
Oh. Yeah, I'm
The
definitely gapping you.
The average weight of a mid-size SUV is around 4,200. I mean, mine's still quite a bit lighter than average. 4,200 versus my 3,700. I was expecting mine, like, really when I looked up the weight of my 4Runner, I was expecting it to be heavier because it's like, it's not a true SUV. A 4Runner is kind of a mix between a pickup truck and an SUV. It has, like, a lot more powerful parts and, like, more rugged of a build. So I was expecting it to be heavier, but no. It's actually pretty light for everything it's got. But yeah. We're going to have to race, allegedly, when you get your car. That word allegedly is doing some heavy lifting, but gotta include that. Do you have like a time window of when you plan to get that?
Probably later this year. I'd say November, December.
Alright, nice. You gonna do any modifications to it? Add a new radio in there? Because it's a 2019, it might already have a touchscreen Bluetooth radio in there.
No, it looked very nice.
How's the speaker quality?
Very good. It actually has speakers built into the headrest of it.
Nice.
So when you take the top down, because the wind blowing is gonna be hard to hear.
Yeah, with the wind blowing, you want to have something closer
right
to you.
here. It's gonna be easier to hear.
Because it's less distance for the wind to interfere.
I mean, it's literally built into the headrest.
And the quality of those speakers is pretty good, I assume?
Pretty top notch, yeah.
Nice. I assume a Miata already has a turbocharger installed, right? Like stock. Do they already have a turbocharger?
This is something to look up.
Or a supercharger or something?
They don't come supercharged or anything.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it does not have a turbocharger from the factory. So mine would have that advantage over yours.
Yeah, but mine's that much lighter.
I mean,
and its acceleration is that much better.
But the turbocharger kind of makes up for the extra weight that mine has to carry.
An extra 1,000 pounds?
I mean, it's a good turbocharger. I made sure to get a pretty big one when I installed that shit. And then, well, what's the cool air intake for a Miata look like? I'm just gonna look up 2019 Miata under the hood. Oh, it's a Mazda. That's the company that makes them.
Yeah, the Miata is basically Mazda's, like, sports car.
I think that's the cool air intake. It goes into the... It takes air from the front of the car rather than, like, one of the sides.
What year is the 4Runner?
2003. It's all limited. I don't know if looking it up's gonna give you proper information, because that just kind of goes off of the stock, but it can give you an idea of a lot of stuff.
Is it supercharged or twin charged?
Turbocharged. I haven't done a horsepower test to see how much horsepower the turbocharger added to it, but I do know, like, stock, it's got about 235 to 240 horsepower. And that's kind of what I say whenever somebody asks, because I don't want to, like, give an estimate for how much extra the turbocharger adds without knowing for sure. I would have to test that if I want to actually see the proper... I mean, I know the horsepower is probably most certainly higher than 240, but I don't know how much higher, so I just say 240.
What if I just bought a Miata supercharged kit?
You could do that.
Then I would beat you in a race. Definitely beat you.
We'll see. You can install it and then we can race it again. We could race.
I don't know how to install it, that's the thing.
Well, let's look at what a kit looks like. A lot of turbochargers are actually kind of easy to install. Which one would you want to have in it? A turbocharger or a supercharger?
Probably just a turbo.
A turbocharger would be a little easier to install, too.
Actually, I might just say, fuck it, get it twin charged. That would put a lot of wear and tear on the engine.
Yeah, oh yeah, because that would add a lot of extra stress to the engine.
I think I just might turbo it.
Like, yeah, your extra, your top speed would be pretty high if you twin charged it, but, like, if you ever did push it to its top speed, your engine might, like, fail. I'm sure that's probably expensive to fix.
Yeah.
Most certainly that's expensive to fix. Yeah, you can get, like, a mid-size, maybe mid to large size turbocharger to put on the Miata. So that way you're not putting too much extra stress on the engine. But
what if for the next podcast episode, you just recorded the D&D session?
Yeah, we could record our D&D sessions and upload that. I'm sure the people would love to see that. It's called The Nerd Show. We got a nerdy audience, so I'm sure they'd love D&D.
Yeah.
That doesn't look horribly difficult to install. Their first question, when will it blow up? Will a turbocharger blow up in a Miata? Are these cars not made to be able to turbocharge? Yeah, that doesn't look too terribly difficult to install. Put that on your car. Make your car look pretty cool. That'd be a cool modification for your car. Put some eyes on the lights.
Oh, only the first generation had flip-up headlights.
Oh shit. Yours are just non-moving ones.
Yeah, I think mine's
Why would they do
third
that?
gen?
The flip up headlights are cooler. That's awesome. Why would they get rid of that?
Yeah.
That doesn't look horrible to install. You can get that installed in an evening, in a few hours. And then you could, hold on, what's the cool air intake looking for it again? Because if you get a turbocharger, you're going to want to get a cool air intake too if it doesn't already have one.
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
What?
Look at this grill, bro. I put the grill on it, and it's got little lights in it.
Oh, for extra visibility at night?
Yeah. And it looks like a mouth. So the eyes might look like the face, the lights. The lights look like eyes. Jesus Christ, why was that so difficult to say?
Plus a cool air intake is generally pretty cheap. You can get a good one for a few $100 if your car doesn't already have one.
What are some cheaper upgrades that I can do? What if I don't just charge it? What if I just upgrade a few smaller parts here and there? What could I realistically do?
Well, some cool air intakes would only be like $150, but I don't know if you'd want to go that route. 2019 Miata cold air intake shopping. I don't know. These are looking like pretty good price. See, look, you got just a few $100 for most of those.
Yeah.
You can get a good quality one for $200, $250. Then again, if
What if I replace the exhaust header and the air intake? Because the exhaust header...
what does the exhaust header look like from stock? Are you talking about like with a different one, or like with the same one it comes with stock, but like just better condition? Like, is it like does it come with an old one that you want to get replaced? Because you're buying it used, right?
Yeah, but it doesn't have that many miles. Like, it's got like maybe 30-something thousand. So I can get another 150,000 out of it before I think about trading it in.
I mean, if you do regular maintenance on it and replace everything as it needs to get replaced,
Yeah.
You could get a lot out of it.
Yeah, I could. $70,000 miles. Never mind.
It has 70,000 miles on it?
Yeah.
You looking at the Facebook Marketplace ad?
No, I'm looking Victory Ford.
You're getting it from Ford?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was like, you said you were getting it used, I thought it was like you were getting it from Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist.
No. Do we go on a little adventure?
I don't really know if there's much we could do at Walmart Market.
True. This is fair.
Yeah, I don't even think you'd have to put an aftermarket cool air intake on there. It already comes with a cool air intake. I mean, it doesn't look like the ones that you'd see online with the exposed filter, but they do basically the same thing. That's where the engine takes air in from the outside for the engine. It's just the one that you buy aftermarket will be louder because it's an exposed filter. You hear the sound of it sucking in air. But I assume you don't.
Cool.
I assume you're not really a guy that cares much about having a loud car. You'd rather it be more appropriate sounding, right?
Yeah.
That's how I was with the 4Runner. Like I don't really want an obnoxiously loud car. If I can have it be quieter, if anything, I'd actually rather it be quieter. That way, from driving around at night, I don't wake people up like a douchebag.
Yeah. I don't mind if it's louder, but I also don't mind if it's not loud. All that matters.
You're either way, as long as it's fast. As long as you can pass people on the highway, that's what matters. How long are we into recording this? An hour and 22. Should we end off the episode, or?
I feel like that wasn't a very good episode.
Why not?
I don't know. It didn't have as much sustenance as it.
We got some good discussions in there.
Yeah. There was also that break.
Yeah, that 15 minutes where you taking a shit. What took so long? Was it that big of a shit?
Kind of. The meatball sub ran right through me.
And you're sure you turned on the bathroom fan, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Just want to make sure. But yeah, I think that's gonna wrap up our episode. I think it was pretty successful. Braxton Wilmoth, ladies and gentlemen. Goodbye.